Thank you, sir.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone. My name is Komal Gurung, and today I and my colleague Aditya Garg will be talking about fast radio bursts. So let us take a look at the content of our presentation. So we will be talking about the overview, what a fast radio bursts, the causes, breakthrough listen, magnetars, and about certain fast radio bursts that have happened, and Park's pulsar timing array, nature of FRBs, and certain facts about FRBs, and the timeline. Moving on to the overview. All right. So what basically is a fast radio burst? A fast radio burst is a transient radio pulse, and it is of the length which is ranging from a fraction of milliseconds to a few milliseconds, and it is caused by some highly energetical astrophysical process. And these processes are not yet understood as such. These events generate as much energy in a thousandth of a second as the sun does in over a year. And because of these transient radio pulses disappear in much less than the blink of an eye, researchers have had a hard time in cracking down where they come from, much less determining what kind of object or objects are causing them. While extremely energetic at their source, the strength of the signal reaching Earth has been described as 1,000 times less than from a mobile phone on the moon. The first fast radio burst was discovered by Duncan Lorimer along with a student in 2007 while they were looking through archival pulsar survey data, and therefore it is also known as Lorimer burst. And many fast radio bursts or FRBs have been detected since then, and they have been repeating in irregular ways. Most of the fast radio bursts are extragalactic, and but the first fast radio burst in Milky Way, it was detected by a CHIME radio telescope in April 2020. The localization and characterization in 2012 of fast radio bursts 121102 was one of the three repeating sources. It has improved the understanding of the source class. It is identified with a galaxy at a distance of approximately 3 billion light years and is embedded in an extreme environment. The first host galaxy, which was identified for a non-repeating burst, was identified in 2019, and it is much larger and more ordinary. It is nearly the size of the Milky Way. In August 2019, astronomers reported the detection of 8 more repeating fast radio burst signals, and in January 2020, astronomers reported the precise location of the second repeated burst. One of the fast radio bursts seems to have been in the same location, and it is also known as the gamma ray burst. Moving on to the causes, what causes a fast radio burst? So, since the nature of the fast radio burst is an isolated nature, and the nature of the source remains speculative still, and when the fast radio bursts are polarized, it indicates that they are emitted from a source which is contained within an extremely powerful magnetic field. The process of emission of these radio pulses is not yet clearly understood, but there are different theories which explain about the phenomena. There are theories like colliding black holes to alien starships, and the explosion is considered to happen from magnetar, which is a neutron star which has an extremely strong magnetic field. Moving on to magnetars, what magnetars are. Next slide, please. Magnetar is a type of a neutron star which is believed to have an extremely powerful magnetic field, and the magnetic field decay powers the emission of high energy electromagnetic radiation, which is particularly X-rays and gamma rays. And in 2020, a fast radio burst was detected from a magnetar. Like other neutron stars, magnetars are around 20 kilometers in diameter and have a mass about 1.4 solar masses, and they are formed by the collapse of a star with a mass of 10 to 25 times of that of the sun. The density of the interior of a magnetar is such that a tablespoon of its substance would have a mass of over 100 million tons. And these magnetars are differentiated from other neutron stars by having even stronger magnetic fields and by rotating more slowly in comparison. Most of the magnetars rotate once every 2 to 10 seconds, whereas typical neutron stars rotate 1 to 10 times per second. A magnetar's magnetic field gives rise to very strong and characteristic bursts of X rays and gamma rays, and the active life of a magnetar is quite short. Their strong magnetic fields decay after about 10,000 years, and after which activity and strong X ray emission cease. Given the number of magnetars observable today, one estimate puts the number of inactive magnetars in the Milky Way at 30 million or more. A leading model for repeating FRBs is that they are extragalactic magnetars powered by intense magnetic fields, and approximately 30 magnetars are known in the galaxy. Moving on to breakthrough listen. Breakthrough Listen is one of the largest scientific research programs which is aimed at finding evidence of civilization beyond Earth. And the project is making use of the newest advances in radio astronomy to listen to more of the electromagnetic spectrum. It cutting edge data processing to analyze petabytes of data across billions of frequency channels, and artificial intelligence to detect amid the universe's cacophony even one signal that might indicate an extraterrestrial intelligence. It includes a survey of 1 million closest stars to Earth and scans the center of our galaxy, an entire galactic plane. The radio telescopes are used to detect phenomena like fast radio bursts. And LISTEN was started with 3 telescopes. 2 are radio telescopes, and the 100-meter Robert C. Byrd Green Bank Telescope in Green Bank, and the 64-meter Parkes Observatory Telescope in Southwest Wales. Further, my colleague Aditya will continue with the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Komal. Good afternoon to one and all. I'll be talking about the specific FRB 180301 from now on. As we all know that these fast radio bursts are mysterious and are rarely detected bursts of energy from space. Less than two dozen of FRBs have been detected to date, and most of them give only a single burst and do not flash repeatedly. But what produces such bursts is still a mystery, and researchers are still researching on how they are produced. But some leading theories that are involved in this are the neutron stars and cataclysmic events. There is also a neat theory that they are also due to an interstellar extraterrestrial travel, but that is more of an hypothesis hypothesis, and we have to rule out all the plausible astrophysical theories if it is to be true. This new burst, dubbed FRB 180301, was detected on March 1, 2018 at 7:34 a.m. UTC. During these breakthrough listens, which was mentioned before, observations of these, and it was with a 21 centimeter multi-beam receiver of CSIRO's Parkes Radio Telescope. This is not the first time that the breakthrough listen researchers have picked one of these mysterious and fleeting bursts. Also in August 2017, FRB 121102, that was the only FRB known to repeat, was caught in the act by the team that was using the Green Bank telescope in West Virginia. But the FRB 180301 is the event that is the first new FRB source the breakthrough listen has discovered. Uh, Moving on, I'll be explaining about the Parkes Pulsar Timing Array. This project monitors pulse time arrivals of 24 millisecond pulses in the galaxy on a fortnightly cadence using multi-beam receiver on the CSIRO 64 meter Parkes telescope. During these observations, they have searched for the fast radio bursts using BPSR backend and Heimdall algorithm. Uh, they have detected the third FRB during the research since it was commenced in June 2017. Uh, Full accounting of the reduction from the raw measured Stokes parameters to pulse time of arrival and to the third parties in reproducing the results. Uh, these data also represent almost 21,000 hours of recorded data spanning over 14 years. That is from 2007. Moving on to the nature of FRBs, it is still a question whether it is of anthropogenic or astrophysical nature. Uh, the available data and the rigorous tests that is it is not always possible to classify the origin of a single event FRB. Uh, FRB 180301 can be taken a useful example for this. Observations have shown that this emission is astrophysical. The existence of a population of FRBs that are detected at multiple telescopes all display that there are astrophysical characteristics uh, that remains a strong evidence that FRBs are genuinely an astrophysical phenomena. But an anthropogenic pulse origin does potential some open questions too. The band limited pulse is consistent with an antenna transmission model. The complex polarization structure, which do not appear to follow a Faraday model, could be due to a signal modulation. This non-repeating nature is explained as a satellite would be moving, and these transmissions are very rare. The scattering and scintillation time scale discrepancy is thus explained uh, that signal is neither scattered nor scintillating. So we still do not have clear evidence of what it is actually. Uh, Sorry. Next, we may move to some facts that are given for the FRBs. It is observed that these are from faraway galaxies, and they exhibit a telltale sweep in frequency that suggests they are incredibly far away. That is billions of light years away from our galaxy. Uh, they have a short lifespan due to the FRBs travel billions of years to get to us. They only last a few milliseconds. Also, they are a high source of energy. They emit as much energy as the sun emits in 10,000 years, and it can emit that much of energy in just a millisecond. Uh, they're also very mysterious in nature. Uh, Scientists estimate that there are between 2,000 to 10,000 FRBs occurring in the sky every day. So next, we move on to the timeline for FRBs. The first FRB was discovered in 2007 by a team led by British American astronomer Duncan Lorimer using Marianne, the traditional indigenous name for the iconic Parkes Radio Telescope. The first FRB localized form was from a source that emitted many bursts. Uh, this burst was discovered in 2012 by the giant Arecibo telescope in Puerto Rico. In Next was in the 2018 using the Australian Square Kilometre Array Pathfinder telescope that was in Western Australia. the team identified the second FRB host galaxy. On 28th of April 2020, the next bright radio burst was detected, and a flurry of X-rays suddenly bashed into the Swift telescope orbiting the Earth. While 2020 was the year of local FRBs, we expect that 2021 will be the year that the far-flung FRBs, even farther than the Earth, has already been observed, and we can detect them. Uh, that was all for our presentation. Thank you.